So, welcome again, and welcome to our audience, which is joining us online for this film talk about Bangla Surf Girls. What an emotional journey, wasn't it? I'm very happy that we are joined now by Lalita Krishna, the executive producer of this wonderful documentary. She is joining us from Toronto. I hope I see her soon on screen. And we have seen her before. So, Lalita, do you hear me?
I do.
Very good. I don't see the picture on screen, but we'll manage to handle it this way. So great to see you. And first of all, thanks for taking the time to join us and for this amazing film.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure.
So we do have a couple of minutes, 15 minutes or so, and let me just start the conversation with you, as I was really wondering how, I think you are based in Toronto or in Canada, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, so how did this project come across to you, and what made you decide to really produce it?
Thank you. First of all, thank you very much for inviting us to this amazing, prestigious film festival. I really wish I could be there in person. There's no more joy than watching a film that we make with so much, especially a film like this one, where we've poured so much of ourselves and our souls into it. To watch that with a live audience, there's no greater joy for a filmmaker, I think. So I really wish I could be there in person with all of you. As you rightly said, I am based in Toronto, and I make a lot of films about women and children, documentaries. And we were filming in Bangladesh another film, and I met Elizabeth DaCosta, the director and the person who filmed this documentary. I met her because she was working with us on another project, and during that time, she was telling me about this scene that she witnessed while she was in Cox's Bazaar of young girls who normally work there in the beach, and they were carrying surfboards, and that she's become friends with them, and she wants to make a film about them. And so that's how this journey began, and I encouraged her to start filming them and get some footage over so that we can pitch a story and we have a storyline. And that's how this project came to me, because I immediately took to it because it just seemed like there was a great opportunity here.
It was actually, and I am wondering how Elizabeth, the director, managed to come so close to the girls and to the family situations. I mean, such a deep insight into the intimacy of the family setting and also the conflicts they are dealing with, and they are so huge. How actually was she able to make this movie come to reality?
Yes, it was a long journey, because I think you said it there, right there, that was the most challenging part. In films like these, where we want access into people's lives, it's a question of building that trust and the ability to go in there and be able to talk to them and gain the trust of the families, most importantly. So I think what she did was she immersed herself in introducing herself, but spending time with them. She went in and she actually stayed with one of the families so that she gained their trust over a period of time. Even before we actually picked up the camera and started filming, it was about building that trust and getting them to understand that we are here for the long haul. We were not there flying in quickly like a journalist to tell their story and then move out. This was about getting them to participate in this journey with us.
So I did not really properly introduce you, but you are not only a filmmaker yourself and an executive producer, you are also developing new formats of storytelling for documentaries, be it on websites, apps, even games, as far as I know. So I wonder whether you plan to explore this topic further on different platforms, maybe.
Yeah, actually, the extensions of this came through other work that I've done in the past with other films, where I found that engagement with documentary doesn't stop with the completion of the story and the documentary. People want a long engagement with the issues that we cover and the people who they see in the documentary. So I did a film some time ago, and I know you're from Save the Children, so I will say it was in partnership with Save the Children, because I know how you're engaged with the issue of child labor and eradicating that in different parts of the world. So I was doing a film on chocolate and cocoa trade and how children are working in cocoa fields in harvesting cocoa. And at the time of making that documentary, I realized that I can make a documentary, but what is the message we're giving? Are we telling people to give up eating chocolate? So we can't do that possibly, because people have this great love for chocolate. So I had to find fair trade chocolate, where people can find equity, where they can find farmers who grow cacao in an equitable manner, where they share the profits with the farmers, where they're paid equal wages, and then produce chocolate from that. So we created a mobile app and a website. So after watching the film, we can actually encourage people to go and buy fair trade chocolate. And that, those kind of things, and I've worked a lot with different films, different topics, and getting people engaged in the issues is one way to get them to participate and change their thinking, change their behaviors. So with this film, I really hope, I think the final message of this film with Bangla Surf Girls is one of optimism. What we want, the message that we want to give is that such a small thing. That surf club is just a tool. It's a means for these girls to escape. It could be anything. It could be but it's in a local program. It's run by local people who understand what the needs are. It's such a small intervention, but it can change their life forever, and it can change the lives of generations to come for these young girls. So I'm hoping that will be the message that comes out of this. And we are happy. We've already created an engagement program where we are partnering with a local NGO, hoping that they can provide opportunities for more girls to come through. And in fact, our girls, I'm very happy to let everybody know that Ayesha and Shob are working now as instructors and continue to teach surfing to the next generation of young girls who are coming through, so that the little girls who are now in Cox's Bazaar know that they don't have to be selling. That's not the only option for them. They can be doing something else. It doesn't have to be surfing. It can be any sport, any game, but they can be children, they let them have fun and let them enjoy themselves.
Thank you very, very much. I would like to open the floor to any questions of the audience, if there are. There is a mic here at the front, and if you feel comfortable, please come and ask your questions. You're very welcome to do so. Otherwise, Lalita, one of my questions was really the coach. What was exactly your connection with him, and how dependent did you feel were the girls on him? And do you think they can liberate themselves from this dependency? That was a question I had when I watched the film.
That's absolutely a fantastic question. Seriously, it was something that was becoming clear to us even as we were filming, how much of this club depended on him, the running of the club, because when he left, we found that the other two, and because we were doing an observational documentary, we were just following the events as they unfolded. But the fact that he is a local person, the fact that he knew how the system works, he knows to keep people who are police and the guards and everybody else, to keep the girls safe. He was able to respond to them. he was going into the homes of the girls when they didn't show up. He was able to intervene in their personal lives. He did all of that. So when he left, the club looked like it was going to collapse.
Yeah.
But I think what happened was having experienced that independence, having experienced that the one time, the girls realized that it's if they want a future, they have to work on it themselves. And I think one of the girls, Ayesha, says it best, where she says, I have to make my own future. No one's going to make it. No one's going to hand my future to me on a platter. I have to work hard and I have to build my future. So that lesson came to them and they had to feel it. And then they knew that then they have to fight. And, you know, that's how they will overcome the obstacles. It's not easy. You do need a champion. And I think he worked as a catalyst to enable them. Now he's not in the scene, and these two girls have become sort of like change agents, if you will. So it's kind of having that ripple effect, which is wonderful.
That is exactly also a metaphor, I think, for all the development aid and humanitarian aid, because this is how we understand ourselves, our roles also, being a catalyst for change for better. This is the motto of this year's festival, the art of change. I think these three girls, Shob, Shuma, and Ayesha, they really showed the power of the art of change. And yeah, let's wish them that their dreams become true. If there's no more questions, I feel that we have to come to a closure. Thank you very much for watching the first film of the Save the Children program within the Human Rights Film Festival Berlin. We do have, by the way, another film which is documenting the daily life inside the Kutupalong refugee camp, which is in the neighborhood, in the vicinity of where the girls live. So I think that would be very interesting for you too. I recommend that to you. And Lalita, thank you very much. I know the film festival in Toronto has come to a closure today. So have a good day in Canada. Thank you for your film. It was just a wonderful start for our program. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Ms.